Greetings and welcome to the latest episode of Preserve the 80s. This is going to be the second installment of the Five Below Snacks video. The camera is positioned a bit higher than I would like for it to be. Not everything is visible at the moment, but we will run through the starting lineup now. There is Dr. Pepper Cotton Candy, Nutter Butter Popcorn, an almond version of those Pocky sticks that I had last time, a Jack Link's Wild Original stick, a Fifth Avenue bar, Game Boy D-pad candy. This is the D-pad, but I don't know. I'm assuming that's what the candy will be shaped like. I don't know as of yet what type of candy it's going to be. Probably something similar to Pez. Bob Ross color palette candy. Maybe we can paint some happy little trees with this. Let's get back a bit. I'm not fully in the picture. There is a blue raspberry icy squeeze candy. A melon flavored soda, similar to the watermelon one I had last time, but this one just says melon. It doesn't specify what kind. Looks like maybe cantaloupe or perhaps honeydew melon. And I have another one of these because now I know how to open it, so I can adequately review this one, unlike the last one, which I could not review since I knew not how to open it. So with that out of the way, I guess we will start. I think I will start out with the Jack Link's Wild Stick. If you know me, and if you watch this channel, you are familiar with the fact that if I have a Slim Jim-esque item, I will usually start out with that. It's just an energetic way to kick off a snack feast. Well, I don't know if I would call this a feast. It's probably fewer snacks than I typically do, but anyway. It's very flavorful. It's sort of like, it can't decide exactly what it wants to be. It doesn't quite taste like a Slim Jim. It doesn't quite taste like jerky. It doesn't quite taste like pepperoni. It's some sort of combination between the three, but it's good. I think maybe the Nutter Butter Popcorn will be next. It says, "At last, America, two of our favorite snacks are joined together in amazing deliciousness. Light, fluffy popcorn and peanut butter coating with real light, fluffy peanut butter coating with real Nutter Butter cookie pieces. A perfect match. We know you will love it. It tastes so good to snack again. Connect with us." Well, it also says something about Ryan Seacrest on there. I don't know why. I'm not even sure who that is. I think he's the guy who does the New Year's Eve show now that Dick Clark is dead. Kind of looks like standard caramel corn popcorn. Large kernels though. It's a solid B, B plus. It's I actually like this a little bit more than the Twix popcorn that I had last time. The peanut butter kind of works with it more than the chocolate did. since we're already doing something for the peanut butter family, we'll now have a Fifth Avenue bar. I remember around 1990, maybe it was 91, they had a Fifth Avenue commercial with a peanut that was kind of in a tailspin of self-pity. It really wanted to get into a Fifth Avenue bar, but didn't think it was good enough, and at the end he said, "If they won't have me, I will throw myself to the elephants." It was a suicidal peanut, which is a bizarre concept in and of itself, but you take it further. The peanut was already harvested. It was opening its shell and showing its inner contents, so therefore it was already dead. So I don't know how it was going to commit suicide, but, well, only the peanut knew that for sure. The Fifth Avenue bar is similar to a Clark bar, I would call it. Similar to a Butterfinger as well, Butterfinger being the more familiar version. It's a bit wider than a Butterfinger bar, a bit less sweet. I haven't had one of these in quite a long time. You can see that the filling is a bit darker than what you get in a Butterfinger, darker in color, a tad less sweet, but it's good. It's actually, it has a more heavy peanut flavor to it. The Pocky Almond Crush, an irresistible snack with the perfect combination of smooth chocolate and roasted almonds. Product of Japan, distributed by Azaki Glico USA Corporation, Irvine, California. Contains bioengineered food ingredient. Well, if I wanted to live forever, I wouldn't have this channel. Hope these will be as good as the mint flavored ones. I enjoyed those last time. Similar construction. Reminds me a bit of the Clav Kalash that Homer Simpson eats in that one episode where he goes to New York. Except obviously that was much thicker, but looks a little bit like that. It's okay. It's not heart-stoppingly great, but it's okay. It's more than adequate as a snack. This is as good a time as any to find out exactly what flavor of melon this is. Just like with the watermelon one from the other video, it doesn't actually give you an expiration date. It just says best before YYYYMMDD, year, month, date. This time I will hold it a bit more steady so you can read it. I believe that's showing now. Serving size 300 milliliters. I don't know what that comes out to in fluid ounces offhand. I think it's somewhere around between 8 and 10, I would guess, just judging by the look of this. Oh, actually, it says right here 10.14. If you ever get one of these, be aware of the fact that this part of the cap comes off when you open it. I thought that was a fluke last time, but it happened again, so if you want to avoid cutting your hand, just be careful when you open these up. It really doesn't taste any different from the watermelon one. Actually, wait, no. It does have some cantaloupe undertones, but they take a while to hit you. You don't taste it right away. Yes, there's about a 5 to 7 second delay. I guess it's sort of like if somebody says something profane and you want to have that delay so that you don't end up in a Don Imus situation. You can have that delay with television or radio. I guess this has the same sort of delay. Although, I don't really know what that accomplishes because I'm still going to taste it at the end of the day. Well, or at the end of the flavor delay period. I am quite tired once again. It's been a long day, so I apologize if I am not overly coherent in my speech tonight. And there's Ripley. Here is the Game Boy D-pad candy. I don't much care for most modern video games. I am more partial to the retro systems such as the NES, Atari 2600, and so on and so forth, ColecoVision. The 80s gaming, standard 80s consoles were the ones that I liked most. Though the Atari 2600 came out in the 70s, but it was still widely available in the 80s. I got one from a tag sale as a kid. I enjoyed it quite a bit up until one day the plug started smoking and I had to take that out of the outlet, and I couldn't really use that particular console again. But here is the Game Boy D-pad candy. As you can see, it's purple, shaped like the directional control pad. It has little grooves on it and such. That didn't taste particularly good. I don't know if I have to turn off this alarm. I don't know if that's because the soda that I had just before is influencing the flavor, or if it naturally doesn't taste like much. But it's sort of like if you ever buy the store brand Tums that Walgreens has. Well, they're not Tums, they're antacids. Tums are the branded version that you'll get from other places. Well, Walgreens probably has Tums, but well, the point is it's the store brand. It's a bit cheaper. They're a bit thicker and even chalkier than Tums are. And these kind of remind me of those. It's actually the first Five Below snack that I've disliked so far. So now, onto the cotton candy, and this might be the one that I'm most excited to try. Big label on the back says, Dr. Pepper is a trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up Incorporated, used under license. Well, that's a bit less exciting of a message than I thought it would be, based on the way it's displayed back there. Smells good. Looks a little bit like the insulation in my attic. probably taste better though, I hope. That has a very unique flavor to it. It doesn't taste like Dr. Pepper. I was waiting to see if there would be a delay on it like there was with the soda, but there's not. It it's a bit thicker, a bit bulkier than regular cotton candy. It doesn't taste bad. It just tastes. It has a flavor that's hard to verbalize. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's sweet with a hint of bitterness at the same time. We now have the Bob Ross flavor palette candy. Paintbrush dipping candy in three fruity flavors. Mix colors for a flavor masterpiece. Bob Ross liked to mix colors, but even more than that, he liked to dip his paintbrushes into the paint thinner and then kind of whack it against those metal bars. That was his greatest joy in life. If you've never watched Bob Ross, I encourage you to do so. He was a very good-natured, calming fellow. He's actually a good substitute for Feature Man now that we don't want to watch him anymore. Sadly, Bob Ross is dead, but oh, there's a stick in here that I'm supposed to. Yes, sadly, Bob Ross is dead, but he lives on through his television show, through his quotes. If you ever hear anybody talking about a happy little accident, they're most likely quoting Bob Ross. He would say, "We don't have mistakes here, we have happy little accidents." So, I think I'll try. Maybe the blue raspberry first. Oh, I didn't actually get any. Yeah, it seems to be the same thing as Fun Dip. It essentially is Fun Dip. So if you like Fun Dip, you'll enjoy this. I don't mind Fun Dip. It's okay once in a while. And I like that you can eat the brush when you're done. It's sort of like a larger, harder Smarties candy type thing. This brush is edible. So before I get to the other soda, we'll try this Squeeze Ice candy. This stood out to me. Actually, I think there's a label that I have, not a label, but a barrier that I must remove. The reason why this stood out to me is that it reminded me a lot of this candy called aquarium candy that I liked as a kid. It was like a blue gel that came in a pouch, and you would squeeze the pouch and it would come out kind of like toothpaste, but it tasted much better. I think I might be able to use the brush for this. It looks just like aquarium candy looked, and oh, just got it on my shirt. That's not good. It'll be difficult to wash that off. It's going everywhere now. It's like a much more sour version of aquarium candy. Not bad though, but I will need to briefly wash my hands before I can continue, because they are now coated in a blue, thick, well, not very thick, but a very sticky blue substance I must remove. Ripley is under the table. He typically likes to eat whenever I do, so I'll be giving him some temptations. There we go. Good. Yes, they meet with his approval. So we will finally move on to this grape soda. What I did incorrectly last time around was I threw out this cap when I took it off. I didn't realize that this central part of the cap needs to push against the marble for opening to take place. Wait a minute, am I doing this wrong again? Oh no, what you need to do is push it out. Just push it through the top. Then you get this little tube-like thing when you well, at least this is supposed to be. There it goes. Oh no. And this spill is brought to you by Jersey Mike subs. Go there today and treat yourself to expensive disappointment. Jersey Mike's might not be that disappointing if it weren't for the fact that at least all of the locations around here usually only have about 1/12 of what the menu offers, so you can't really get much variety there. It's just the same one or two subs over and over again. They're quite small. But let's try the soda out. It's okay. It's what they call it, carbonated Ramoon drink. Shirakiku brand. Grape. Please refrigerate before opening for better taste. Which I did. It was refrigerated. You can't drink very much at a time because the marble rolls back up, so you have to really be careful of the angle that you hold it at. Didn't get any of that time. I guess the point is to make you pace yourself so that you don't finish it too quickly. Well, that is the end of today's Five Below snack review. I just touched the paper, plastic, whatever it is, barrier of the squeezable candy, and now that is stuck to my hand, so I will have to go and wash myself a bit. I'm covered in the blue raspberry gelatinous goo, which I must remove from myself, so I will bid you farewell.